This is Wildcast.
Good evening, Wildcats, and welcome to Wildcast, your source for in-depth news at the U of A. I'm your host, Lauren Stapp. Tonight, we'll give you an artsy place for your caffeine fix, tell you why U of A loves your body, and sit down with an ASUA senator. But first, all around campus last week, UA Campus Health was telling students how much they love them, or at least how much they love their bodies. It was part of their campaign to raise awareness for eating disorders. Wildcast reporter Sarah Canty tells us more.
With over 11 million people suffering from eating disorders in the U.S., the National Eating Disorders Association tries to raise awareness every year with National Eating Disorder Awareness Week. Last week, Campus Health brought the national campaign to campus by hosting Love Your Body Day. On average, 10% of college women suffer from eating disorders. Coordinator Gail Welter explains how UA campus is not an exception to this number.
Eating disorders may be only 10% of a population, especially this one. The disordered eaters who are drifting that way or otherwise obsessed and taking mental space with this are far greater.
Welter blames the social climate as a main factor for eating disorders at the UA.
There's so much competition here for social attention. And we are a high-look college. I mean, we're warm, clothes are sparse a lot of the years.
Last Wednesday, Campus Health made their presence known at the U of A. With a professional training session in the morning, tables on the mall in the afternoon, and wrapping up with a speaker in the evening, it was hard for Love Your Body Day to go unnoticed. After battling her own eating disorder and now owning a private practice in Dallas, award-winning author and dietitian Jessica Setnick spoke about building a healthy relationship with food.
Is for people to start to recognize that when they're feeling bad and their temptation is to change their body, that they actually look at what's really going on and get the real problem solved.
Training professionals for the past 10 years, Setnick is passionate about getting her message across.
The key is getting the message out in the community and repetition. And the more messages that people get saying you're not okay, the more people like me have to get out there and try to counteract them and say you are.
Setnick's upbeat nature and humorous speech echoed Campus Health's mission of putting a positive spin on a tough issue.
We just want to be there with a message of hope that it does seem difficult to resurrect yourself or right yourself or get these thoughts out of your head, but you can.
While reducing the stigma for eating disorders was one goal for Love Your Body Day, pushing the message to get help and gaining access to treatment was also a major focus.
One of my favorite sayings is you can't solve a problem with the mind that created it. So you could probably help me with my stuff. I could help you with your stuff, but we have to be open enough to talk about it in order to get someone else's support.
For Wildcast, I'm Sarah Canty.
UA has been hosting Love Your Body Week since 2007. And last month, Arizona legislator proposed Senate Bill 1467, which would allow concealed weapons on university campuses. Reporter Jessica Froman sat down with ASUA Senator Scott Rising for his opinion on this bill.
Sparked by the January 8th Safeway shooting, ASUA voted on whether guns should be allowed on campus to protect university faculty. ASUA Senator Scott Rising had mixed emotions.
I am a very firm believer in the right to bear arms and actually legalizing most forms. When it comes to campus, a campus scenario, there is a little bit of a different dynamic.
Students shot down the effort to legalize weapons on campus.
It is clearly indicated by the campus community. The faculty was emphatically opposed to carrying guns themselves, and this was supposed to be in favor of them.
Rising said students would feel unsafe if others were carrying weapons. So for now, the University of Arizona remains a weapons-free campus. For Wildcast, I'm Jessica Froman.
And Gallagher Theater is hosting a documentary and forum in opposition to the bill called Living for 32 tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Coming up next, we'll show you another reason to gaze up at the stars. Stay with us.
Hi, it's David Hasselhoff, the Hoff. Get Hoff with UATV. Stay tuned. Don't change the dial.
You'll never guess what's going on under the UA football stadium. Just a hint, it's not a sport. Reporter Marlena Hamilton has the story.
A tour of the Mirror Lab on the University of Arizona campus offers a unique opportunity to experience how UA innovations are producing the world's largest telescope mirrors right here on campus. This tour provides visitors with a behind-the-scenes look at the groundbreaking work being done at the facility located under the UA football stadium. Being built is the Large Synoptic Survey Telescope, the Giant Magellan Telescope, as well as the San Pedro Mater Telescope. Now, the Large Magellan Telescope is a system that will have 7 mirrors, 6 around the outside, each one being 8.4 meters in diameter and one on the inside being 8.4 meters in diameter, which is the largest mirror ever built.
If you want to have a large diameter mirror manufactured, you're coming to the University of Arizona.
They started the Great Magellan Telescope about 4 years ago and hope to finish it in the next year.
This mirror should be finished maybe within the next 6 months. It should be finished and put in a box.
The mirrors, once they are built, will be transported to different places. 1 mirror will be going to Mexico and 2 will be going to Chile.
The reason we picked Chile is there is a telescope site up there up in the mountains that allows for clearer viewing, no light pollution.
Tours are held every Tuesday and Friday from 1 to 3 p.m. So come out and check out the Mirror Lab tour.
It's a fabulous place to have people take tours to understand what universities can contribute to a community and to society. I think it's an even more fabulous place to have young people come through here to see what people can accomplish in science.
I'm Marlena Hamilton for Wildcast.
And Tucson is also home to one of the largest telescopes in the Western Hemisphere. It's located on Kitt Peak in case you want to check it out. On another note, Wildcast reporter Charles Misra takes you outside of your Starbucks comfort zone to show you Cafe Luce, the unique coffee shop on University Boulevard.
As a college student, sometimes you need that go-to spot where you relax, unwind, and have a nice cup of coffee. Here at Cafe Luce, they'll provide you with bold roasts and rich blends, along with a line of exotic teas to soothe your taste. So I'm here with Brenna Goth. She is a journalism major here at the University of Arizona. Brenna, I'm glad to have you here. What do you like about Cafe Luce?
Well, I really like the coffee at Cafe Luce, but I also think it's a really fun environment. It's kind of a cool local place. They always have good music playing. The baristas are really nice, so it's just kind of a fun place to study, do homework.
I'm right here. I'm trying some of the Moroccan mint here, and I gotta say, this is definitely some good tea. Brenna, what did you order today?
I got the coffee of the day, and I got the dark roast. And it's only $1 for the small one, so they have a different type of coffee like a few times a week.
Oh wow, good deals, and it's diverse in what it has.
Yeah, cool. It's really great.
What do you like about the atmosphere?
I think the cool thing about the atmosphere is that since it's a local place, they do a lot of fun things. Like there's always local art in there. You can see people who are kind of regular, so you come in and see the same people if you come in a couple of times a week. They always have really good music playing. The baristas are really nice.
Do you like the selection of coffees that they have here?
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. I normally just stick with whatever their dark roast of the day is, but I know they have a lot of different cool kinds of coffee drinks and different types of coffees.
You say they had local art here, like in expositions sort of thing?
I think so. I mean, I don't know too much about it, but they always have different kinds of artwork on the walls, and so it stays the same for at least a few weeks, and then they change it up. So that's pretty cool to come and look at.
Yeah, so either way, like coffee, tea, whatever floats your boat, come by Cafe Luce and check it out. For Brenna Goth, I'm Charles Misra, UATV.
And if Charles made you crave that cup of coffee, make sure you try Cafe Luce. It's located next to Paradise Bakery in Main Gate Square. When we come back, we teach you why bikers should use caution when riding around campus and the Tucson community. And Tucson is considered to be one of the best places in the U.S. for bikelists. bicyclists, but that doesn't mean it's always safe for two-wheeler friends. Wildcast reporter Marlena Hamilton tells us why.
Advocates and city officials are working together to try and make Tucson streets safer for both motorists and bicyclists.
Something that we always forget about is educating motorists. Many motorists will tell you, get off my road, get on the sidewalk. And that's not the rule. The rule is cyclists ride with traffic.
According to the League of American Bicyclists, Tucson is 8th among the largest biking communities in the U.S., making it a higher risk for bicyclists and motorists to be involved in crashes.
There's hundreds of collisions with injuries every year with bicyclists and between bicyclists and cars. And then there's more than that where there aren't any injuries, but just injuries alone, there's a few hundred a year. The fatalities, they're low, and also they're, that's one of those things that it's hard to focus on because they're kind of, there's really no pattern with them, and because the numbers are so small.
I've been hit by 3 cars. One time I was heading down the road, and this girl just turned into this parking lot right into me, and I flew over the car, but I was okay.
The Pima County Department of Transportation offer classes and programs like the Share the Road booklet and Bicycle Safety and Repair Guide to cyclists and motorists on how to share the road and prevent collisions from happening.
It's a tricky market. It's hard to convince a motorist that they need any education whatsoever about cycling. There's some things that cyclists can do that they don't understand, that they have a lot more control over how motorists drive around them than they think that they do.
I think that the majority of interactions between cyclists and motorists are fairly pleasant. It's just that we both need to look out for the other people a little bit better.
For Wildcast, I'm Marlena Hamilton.
And nationally, more than 51,000 bicyclists were injured last year, according to the U.S. Department of Transportation. Well, that's all we have for you tonight. Remember, you can watch all these stories and more on our website at uatv.arizona.edu. From all of us here at Wildcast, have a good night, and we'll see you next week.